Today's adventure begins on a very, very windy day at the base of Clear Creek Canyon. Hi everybody, welcome back, or if you're new, welcome in. My name's Chris, and I challenged myself at the beginning of the year to film and put out one video a day for the first week. This is video 7. Now today I am adapting to a little bit of a change of plans. I was originally going to go to Dinosaur Ridge, but the moment I got there, a big gust of wind almost took the door right off my car. Figured the side of a mountain ridge was probably not the best place to be today. As you can see, it's quite windy. Now, I also have no idea what's going on up the mountain, but yeah, that's definitely not the first one. Yeah, it was a few fire trucks, a couple of ambulances, and a few police vehicles so far. Yeah, I'm going to stay away from driving up that hill. Nah, I'm just going to go head down those trails and try to walk into Golden. And no e-bikes allowed. Now, I figure the fact that the road is still open is probably a good sign, but I'm not going to go disrupt them. Welcome to Clear Creek. And today's piping hot caffeinated beverage came from a community coffee at a King Soopers gas station. It was a bit cheaper than 7-Eleven, but I think I prefer 7-Eleven. Yeah, just barely down here in the canyon, and already, yeah, there's a lot less wind. I can't believe this is already the 7th day of the year. Well, for you. For me, it's the 6th. Yeah, my plan is to film one more of these dailies tomorrow. And actually, as of now, that plan actually does take me up that road. But not until tomorrow. Unfortunately, plans do change as quickly as the weather. And thankfully, the weather has cooperated for me the past few days, but actually, the day after tomorrow, we are expecting some snow, so I guess the timing was just perfect. Yeah, the only issue today has been the wind. Alright, so I guess I'm going north. Yeah, that's where the YouTubers go, right? And no matter how warm it's been, winter has been trying to creep in. It's only a matter of time, I hope. The snowpack is about maybe half of what it's supposed to be, but yeah, fingers crossed. We actually do have that storm coming in a few days. But let's continue on down the trail. This part is called the Golden Mile. Squirrel. I've walked up this creek before, but I've never gone to the actual museum that's right up the way. But as we walk along, please remember the rules. You know, it might take me a little bit to get there because I just keep having to stop. Usually when I'm down here this time of year, this creek is mostly frozen over. You know, this is the part of the creek where they allow inner tubing. Up the creek, more in the mountains, well, that's where the rafters are. I have a feeling with this year's snowpack, it's going to be a good season for the beginners. And having never done it myself, that kind of sounds like a perfect opportunity. We'll see where the spring and summer takes us. But right now, it's the dead of winter, even though it doesn't look or feel like it. I guess somebody thought that the post was cold. And there is a reason why I park at the free parking up in the canyon. Besides, if you never walk places, you miss all the fun. Well, okay, but what does no flag mean? I'm kind of confused. Alright, I've almost made it. And this is a bronze sculpture called Secret Garden. Well, there's the info. And I finally made it to the museum. And of course, it is free. Well, I'm not sure how much they'll allow me to film inside, but I'm going to go ahead and head in. Oh, wow. Definitely be thankful you're watching this video on whatever device and you don't have to set this up to watch it. Yeah, this was from one of the earliest theaters here in Golden. I found a room with some photographs from a man named Rich Lucan. And this looks like it was taken right about where I saw those geese earlier. Yeah, we have a nice collection of some jewelry down here. I kind of like this place. Here's a dress from 1940. Yeah, we have the Masons.
Yeah.
Here we have some Applehead dolls. Made by this woman right here.
Teapot.
And here's a little teapot from 1912. Okay, now we're talking. Karen W. Hertz, who opened the first gluten-free brewery in Colorado. Here's an example of some of the early cans from all the way back in 2016. And of course a brew kettle. And here we have a town for ants. This is a model of Golden, Colorado, along with the train that used to run into town. And here we have a safe with a nice little protection device here. Yeah, according to this, if somebody were to try to drill into the safe, it would release tear gas. Here we have an old keg lid from, well, the late 1890s. Right next to it is a stock certificate from 1882. And of course a beer bottle from about 1904 to 1908. Anybody need any fruit that needs to be peeled? Yeah, this is a fruit peeler from 1900. And here we have a pitch basket that is on loan. I found some memorabilia from Buffalo Bill. His grave is actually just right up the road. And on September 9th, 1889, 10 coal miners were killed when water flooded into the White Ash Mine's lower levels. Here's a bookcase from the Bella Vista Hotel. The hotel was demolished. There's a quick photograph of what that hotel looked like. This was made to commemorate the ending of World War I. And no, it's not an early snowboard. This is a grave marker. Here's a way you used to pan for gold. Right next to it is a 1950s TV. And, well, if you thought payphones were rare, take a look at that. Now I'm surprised they don't have a sign saying it's not in operation. This is an awesome little museum. Oh, now that I've seen one in person, it does put that scene from Indiana Jones in perspective. And this is a T-Rex fossil found in the late 1800s. If you want to know more, here's their QR code. Yeah, that was a wonderful free museum. But now back to the wind. And just make sure you don't go too fast as we go along the rest of this trail. And make sure you stay to the right. But that museum does not really end at that building. Like this right here. I believe this is the Reynolds cabin. It would be the oldest structure on the park, built around 1873. I was indeed correct. There's just a quick little peek inside. Now, unfortunately, I'm here during the off season. I think during the regular season, there's all kinds of activities, including an active blacksmith. I'll have to come back sometime and check that out. But I always do like looking at these places when they're nice and empty. Kind of has a stillness to it. You know, in the summer, you probably would never be able to see something like this completely empty. But then again, the roses would also probably have some flowers on them. Well, here's a cabin, most likely built by James Helps back in 1878, before it was moved here in, well, around 1990 or so. A quick look inside from the window. I hope you can see inside with all that glare. I really can't from out here. But unfortunately, the glare can't really be helped during this time of day. At least over most of the building. But this was the Pierce Helps cabin. And unfortunately, I can't really see upstairs unless we can get into the building, which I'm pretty sure you can during the summer. This is a reproduction of the smokehouse right here, well, right here next to the garden, which I assume, again, would look much better in the spring or summer. Anybody need to use the outhouse while we're here? And there you see the inside. Have fun! Imagine having to use this in the dead of winter. And here we have an old schoolhouse that was built in 1876. Incidentally, that's the year Colorado became a state. Well, it doesn't quite have the green walls that the other schoolhouse I showed this week has, but does have blackboards on multiple walls. Over there you see the entrance where kids would hang their jackets and leave their stuff before coming into the classroom. And a quick look from that room, or at least from the window outside that room. I'm not sure how many grades all at once were in this one. I know in the last one it was multiple grades all being taught by one teacher. Now, according to the map, this is an apple orchard. You can tell from all of the apples growing. Yeah, again, wrong time of year. And I'm assuming they have some sort of something out here. And here in the lower area, we have the chicken coop. Well, they all came out as soon as I came by. I'm glad they didn't fly the coop for the winter. I do hope some people are coming by to feed them. Well, even though they do have a feeder. I know somebody's coming by and leaving some sunglasses. Not sure if that helps them. But they are all coming out now that I showed up. So I'm pretty sure they're hungry and they know the sound of people. Here's some QR codes in case you want to know more. Yeah, as soon as I walk around to the back. Yeah, they definitely know that humans feed them. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and leave these chickens to themselves. I hope you stay nice and warm this winter. We also have a reproduction of a root cellar. Hey, look, there's a nice little crack. Let's see what I can see. There's a quick peek inside. Well, that leaves the blacksmith shop, which is unfortunately locked. It would be nice to go and check that one out. Wonder if they have any good brands inside, or if it's just horseshoes. Yeah, I do miss going to the old blacksmith shop over at Knott's Berry Farm. But this is another place I have to definitely check out in the summer. And I think that just about wraps it up for all of the museum down here. Does this count as a hidden Mickey? And that was the Golden History Park. Just a quick look at the map to see where it is. Here was the museum that we first were at. Right across the river was all of this. It's time to start heading back up the creek, back to my car, see if I could see a few more little sights, and I'll start wrapping this one up. There are quite a few nice little statues along the way here, including this one right here, which, of course, sculptures got back. Ah, crap, I think we're on the wrong trail. Yeah, I'm very happy I decided to stay down here and not go up onto the side of a mountain today. Whew. It is pretty windy. I just need to get back to the canyon before I blow over. Yeah, I probably should have stayed on that side of the creek where there's less wind. Instead, I'm getting blown away next to the School of Mines. But it shouldn't be too much further. I also may have discovered what happened to the SD card the other day. You see, as I hold my Pocket 3, I noticed that my fingers were kind of over the SD card, and with the heat of the other day, yeah, there was a bit of sweat around that area. I probably killed it with my own sweat. Yeah, that's really the problem with the design of the Pocket 3, is that SD card is just right there. And as I make my way back to the creek, I'm realizing that the weather actually is starting to feel like fall, which is a bit unfortunate for January. But now that I'm back by my car, I'm going to go ahead and start wrapping this video up. Now, I should have one more video from this week-long daily series. I'm planning on heading up that mountain tomorrow and filming it then. I have done quite a bit of walking this week, but it's been worth it. Yeah, so whether this is your first video here, or you've been along for the entire ride, I want to thank you for joining. Make sure you like, subscribe, all that other fun YouTube stuff. And make sure to click on that bell notification, because after tomorrow, I go back to posting hopefully once a week. It's been a very fun week. Granted, it's also been exhausting. Yeah, I definitely have a lot more respect for the daily vloggers out there. But it has been an absolute blast. I'm also looking forward to taking a rest after tomorrow. Good night, all.